Elon Musk has been up to his old games again. Twitter has been rebranded to X.com. This is happening today. As well as that, all over Twitter, we have seen that Tesla has put Bitcoin back into the code again. Is this real? Is this fake? There's both sides of the argument out there as well. We are going to get the Fed funds rate, 99.8% certainty it is going to increase in the next couple of days. So we're going to dive into that. We've got a couple of good things to go over, a couple of bad things. Let's just see where we are. We're at block height 799,974, local time 9:05 a.m. at the moment, 3,324 sats per USD. Going over to the crypto market, you can see we're 1.25 trillion, up 0.3% the last 24 hours. There are no real big winners on this chart, but when we get to the banter bubbles, I'll show you something that just absolutely skyrocketed the last 24 hours. Bitcoin above 30,000, we're at $30,018, up 0.7% the last 24 hours. You can see we've had a low of 29,682 and a high of 30,312 the last 24 hours. Look at this gold candle here, absolutely pumped up. Pretty much the same as this big drop here. It has been flirting around this 30,300 level. It hasn't managed to break above in the last 7 days. It is looking good. Bit of sideways action. If we stay in this range here, who cares? It's all gravy, baby. Ethereum 1884, sideways last 24 hours. You can see a low of 1856 and a high of 1904. It's just trending up and to the right. If we zoom out to the last 7 days, it has come down a little bit as well. Now, the banter bubbles. Have a look at Flex, up 63.65%. Anyone holding, well done, good on yous for getting in on that one. Pop to win, no luck this time. I want to show you this video. I did reach out to streetcyber.art and I've put his link below, but just check this out. I won't put the music there because it is Eminem's Lose Yourself playing, but absolutely fantastic street art here going over. I believe it's in Barcelona. Absolutely incredible artwork that these guys are doing. Maybe him and his girlfriend or him and his wife. Really neat stuff happening there for everyone. So I've put the links below and we'll come back to that in a sec. FedWatch tool, next FOMC meeting, 2 days, 18 hours, 52 minutes, 36, 35, 34, 33 seconds from now. And we are looking at a 99.8% possibility the Fed's fund rate is going to go from where it is now up another 25 basis points. Nearly 100% certainty. I've not seen it that clear cut before. Say it's not going to happen, and this video is not financial advice. Say they don't increase it and they pause. Everything is absolutely going to pump. It's not going to happen, but just say if they did, everything would go ballistic. It's going to be a bit of a nothing burger. I think the markets have priced, and we still may get a little bit of a drop with Bitcoin. I don't know if it's going to drop back below 29,000, though it's been pretty strong for the last week. There, just keep that in mind. Now, as we get into what Elon Musk is doing, this is starting to get really interesting for a number of reasons. We've got a couple of things, but I want you to listen to the short first. And this phrase is what Elon Musk is up to. Because there's a couple of things going on, Twitter and Tesla. But listen to this.
I've been working on an edit button for a year.
Well, it's a tricky situation. And it's incredibly complex.
Yes, good one, indeed. I mean, we don't even have an app that's as good as WeChat in China. And like in China, you can like live on WeChat basically. It's like, yeah, everyone's like, like you live on WeChat, you do payments, you do everything. It's like, yeah, it's great. Basically, WeChat's kick ass, and we don't have anything like WeChat outside of China. So it's like, my idea would be like, how about if we just copy WeChat? Hey, copy them.
Buys Twitter, copies WeChat.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
So you can see where his head is at. Just give me one moment. Oh, 100% spring water. Nothing like it. So that's where his head is in regards to Twitter. And we can see here, tomorrow it all begins. This will be today for everyone in America as you just wake up as you're watching this video. Elon Musk confirms he'll swap the Twitter logo for X tomorrow. The tech mogul, my apologies, the tech mogul said the Twitter logo will be cut off at San Fran headquarters on Monday as the company pivots towards an everything app, kind of like WeChat. It's very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see what payment rails that they bring in. We're cutting the Twitter logo off the building with blowtorches, he added. Well, it's got to come off somehow, really. It's more dramatic that way. Here's a showman, Elon Musk. I like the letter X, he explained, posting a photo of himself standing in front of the Tesla X logo while forming the X with his arms. There was a good video of that here. Anyway, couple of things going on. So that's Twitter. We'll see what payment rails he switches over. Now this is blowing up over the last 24 hours. Tesla appears ready to take Bitcoin payments again. Now I'm trying to find the truth of this situation. I find an argument that it is and it isn't happening. So I'll just give you the facts that I've been able to find. Please fact check me. If you've found any updates after this video is released, throw them there in the comments for everyone watching. I just want to say some amazing podcasts coming out. I've got some incredible guests the next 3 days coming on, but this Friday, Jake Woodhouse, that episode will be released. Thursday, I may even release that a little bit early for everyone watching. I'll follow that up with another podcast the day after, and on Monday, a very special one as well. So make sure you hit subscribe for that. Really high level conversations. Talk to he's the manager for one of the largest Bitcoin mining operations in the world. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, back to Tesla and Bitcoin. Tesla appears ready to take Bitcoin payments again after briefly doing it a few years ago, but stopping after pressure about going against its mission. Interesting. At the time, Tesla noted that they were not selling their stake in Bitcoin and that they plan to resume taking Bitcoin payments once the network showed a higher mix of renewable energy. Originally, they bought about $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. They ended up selling at least 2 payments. I think the first one was like $986 million and then another $25 million. So they didn't hold on to all of it. They did offload. Here we go. With roughly 936 million from that 75% and having sold over 250 million as a sort of stress test early in its investment, Tesla, they are still likely up 1.5 billion, up on their 1.5 bill invest. So are they finally going to take payments again? Sort of looks like yes, sort of looks like no, and here's why. It has been 2 years and Tesla hasn't seemed to be taking steps towards bringing back Bitcoin. Now, Internet Sleuth has spotted that Tesla has added code on its website to accept Bitcoin payments again. Breaking, Tesla has added Bitcoin back into their code for payments on their website. People going through Stripe, Bitcoin receiver. The move could be due to recent reports stating that now more than half of Bitcoin mining is powered by renewable energy. That was one of the reasons they stopped accepting it publicly. They came under a lot of scrutiny because of this ESG agenda, because we all know that mining for lithium batteries is great for the environment as well. So we need to curtail the energy use for Bitcoin mining, as well as the production of Tesla automobiles. Absolutely insane argument. I understand energy, we need to use it. It needs to become more sustainable over time, but just stopping using things because it uses energy, I don't think that's the right way to approach the situation. I went right into that with Rob from Riot. So that's an amazing interview that is coming up there for you as well. So that's the first half. And then we get into this. Tesla removes Bitcoin but keeps Dogecoin as payment option. So nobody really knows what's going on here. I can't read the code, so somebody is going to have to fact check me on that. But it looks like after this was found, they've removed Bitcoin now from the source code of its payment page, yet Dogecoin remains. This recent development has sparked speculation among cryptocurrency enthusiasts given Tesla's past involvement with both cryptocurrencies. So crypto, Dogecoin, we'll see what happens there, whether they add it in. Maybe because it received so much attention, they just pulled it. It's easy enough for them to copy and paste it back in there as well. So we'll see if you can read their website. Let us know if it is still there for us. It's going to continually update. But with what Elon's doing with Twitter, X.com, now the Everything app, combining that with Tesla, we are going to see, my belief, is Bitcoin on the Lightning Network as a payment rail. It's just a matter of time, not a matter of if. So I'll show you another video here, Better Money. He's just got some really cool Bitcoin art where he's just bombed the streets with it. It's absolutely insane. You can see all over the things they're doing. Insane. So what I've done for everyone to make it super easy is the website. I reached out, I just asked if I could share this video with everyone. I sent him a DM, said, mate, I've had a lot of expenses lately. The last week's absolutely been insane. So I can't get a picture myself at the moment, but are you happy for me to share your videos? He said, no worries. And I said, I'd happily put up the website there because this art is absolutely sick. If I can zoom in a little bit on it. If you're a Bitcoin bull, this is beautiful artwork, and there's a few more there as well, all artworks. Anyway, that link's in the description. We'll keep going. Fednow, how interesting, yeah? So this launched, this got everyone in crypto up in arms. CBDCs, the end of the world, totalitarian footstep is happening right in front of our eyes. They're trying to pull the wool over our eyes, and we will not let them. But be aware that Fednow is not a CBDC at the moment, but it can potentially become the payment rail for a CBDC, even though they say they have no intention. So listen to this. Federal Reserve's Fednow launch triggers fresh speculation over the digital dollar. Fednow is currently tied to any initiative for a US dollar or the crypto space in general. But experts warn that the system might end up as a precursor to the infrastructure for a central bank digital currency. The Fed, on Thursday, officially launched the service. Well done, Fed. You absolutely did something for once. Yes, I don't like the Fed. Hashtag and the Fed. No, I'm probably getting a little bit nasty here, but Jerome Powell, I don't think they're really doing anything unless... You know, if they turn on the money printer, great, Bitcoin price goes up, but everyone's suffering from inflation. So I'd prefer that they just did nothing. Let us have a recession, let it reset naturally, instead of this artificial game they're playing, pushing the can down the road, making the problem bigger and bigger and bigger. This is why Bitcoin will win. But in the meantime, and for everyone that doesn't have exposure, again, not financial advice, to Bitcoin, gold, absolutely stuffed. So unfortunate. Everyone's purchasing power is being destroyed on a daily, moment by moment basis. The Fed on Thursday officially launched the service, which makes the process of sending payments in the US almost instant, as opposed to a few hours or days that sending money from account to account currently takes. Actually good. The banking system needs this. My wife sent me a couple of $100 the other day, and so it was like Friday, I believe, and it's still not in my bank. Whereas on Saturday, I sent a whole lot of Bitcoin to somewhere else and it was there in 10 minutes. Like thousands of dollars in 10 minutes or hundreds of dollars, and it's still not there after days. Insane, absolutely insane. So they need to do something, I understand. Some crypto enthusiasts saw the release as a form of validation because the Fednow project adopts a key goal of the digital asset industry, moving money around easily and quickly at any time of the day or the week, even if banks are closed. Fednow will operate 24 hours a day. This is a payment system, not a digital token or a CBDC, but it is something that can be used to facilitate the creation of a CBDC. If Fednow does indeed become a programmable CBDC, then it could theoretically be used to block payments for items the government doesn't favor. This is the issue with CBDCs, or to cut out people from the financial system who are seen as threatening in some way to governing authorities, also known as political opponents. In that situation, things could get dystopian very quickly. At the end of the day, never as bad as what we think, never as good as what we think. Just be aware that it's a possibility. And it depends how loud and noisy you get against the traditional incumbents. So officials at the Fed have been studying the potential for a government-issued digital currency. And Fed Chair Jerome Papa Powell himself has repeatedly vouched for the exploration. Preparation for the G20 summit in India earlier this week, the Bank of International Settlements, a great organization there, published a report laying out central banks' efforts to prepare for a CBDC and the benefits of such. Pretty scary. All these institutions are private, isn't it? Like when you just think about it, all the central banks, Bank of International Settlements, World Economic Forum, the WHO, private institutions. How interesting. So Australia, I retweeted this yesterday from the Honey Badger. Here we go. Slowly, then suddenly, it's a wrap. And this is here in Australia, CBDC pilot. All 15 use case pilots completed on schedule today. Congratulations to all industry teams that pulled together to make this real Australian CBDC pilot happen. Look out for the finding report next month. Bummer. Game over. Shout out to ANZ as a distributor of pilot CBDC and lead on 3 use cases. Commonwealth Bank, who I bank with, who absolutely suck, and ZeroCap for enabling 2 use cases each. Any Australians watching, can you recommend me a better bank that's crypto, just Bitcoin friendly? Commonwealth Bank's pretty good with just Bitcoin. In regards to crypto, I will send money over to a centralized exchange, mainly to buy Bitcoin. But if you've got a better idea for me, a better bank to be able to use, that would be greatly appreciated. Let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much. And I would not recommend using Commonwealth or ANZ or any of the big 4 banks. So they're just saying well done to everyone for doing this. Could not have happened without the sponsorship of the Reserve Bank of Australia, Digital Finance, CRC and Treasury, supported by ASIC and AUSTRAC. Be interesting to see how this progresses over time here in Australia. The World Economic Forum's Agenda 2030 for the world to be on the CBDC standard. So we'll see. Now, a little bit of fun news. Razzle Khan, the Wall Street crocodile, and her husband agreed to a plea deal in Bitfinex hack laundering case worth billions of dollars. Obviously, a lot of entertainment over the years, and that's why I'm bringing it up for entertainment value. But it has been a huge case within crypto that has been going on for a long time. So the pair were ordered to forfeit the proceeds from nearly 120,000 Bitcoins they allegedly laundered from the hacked crypto exchange. Razzle Khan, if you haven't seen her videos yet, they're so bad, they're so good, if you know what I mean. So they have agreed to enter a plea deal with US authorities. According to a person who's familiar, a plea deal would bring to a close one of the most dramatic criminal cases in the history of cryptocurrency, a field that has seen more than its share of scandals. It does remain a mystery who hacked Bitfinex. At the time, one of the largest such heists recorded. Morgan's idiosyncratic music videos added a touch of comic relief to their fear. It's absolutely hilarious. Please watch those videos if you haven't. If you haven't watched them for a long time, why not have a good laugh? Absolutely mind-numbing stuff, but still funny nonetheless. It is unclear how much time either defendant could serve behind bars. Last year, the pair faced 2 conspiracy charges each that posed a maximum sentence of 25 years. Morgan and her husband, they're accused of laundering roughly 25,000 Bitcoin. Imagine that at today's prices, laundering 25,000 Bitcoin. Did I just say 25 million? If I did, as a brain fart. Obviously, we know there's only ever going to be 21 million, but 25,000 Bitcoin, and had access to another 94,000 Bitcoin, which was stolen, worth roughly 3.5 billion at the time of publication. So pretty crazy. We'll see what happens. We'll keep you updated with that for a bit of entertainment. Now, this is sick. I am so disappointed Coinbase has put this article up here, because it's not news, it's a blatant promotion for this degen crypto crap. And this is why Bitcoin is not crypto, and this is why Bitcoin gets a bad name, because people associate Bitcoin with crypto. This Peter will get involved with that, PETA. Move over Shiba Inu. Crypto community flirts with hamster racing betting. A bunch of actual hamsters are racing on a new platform, and return-starved traders are placing BUSD-based bets on who wins. Now, I think it's a little bit insidious. Little hamsters running around, if they did it once, fine. Okay, that's all right. My dogs run around the front yard and they enjoy themselves. But actual hamsters are living, breathing, and oft-cute rodents have been put to the races on the blockchain-based platform. The hamsters are real and the bets are real. The hamsters are running on a track, and the first hamster to cross the finish line wins, the site explains. So, CK has lost 326 races, winning just 8. So it's been in 334 races. That's pretty sad, to make these animals run around for our entertainment. For anyone doing that, please just stop, check yourself, and ask what the fuck you're doing. Please, can we get shit like this shut down? I'm all for regulation and the space for this crap. It's insane. I'd like to know your thoughts below. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? It's like what the fuck? Put him down, man, because he's lost? This fucking insanity. This is why I'm so done with crypto, and we are moving to Bitcoin only, because it's absolutely insane. And now we go to more insanity. SBF has been accused of leaking Caroline Ellison's private diary by the US Department of Justice. The US DOJ also wants to ban the disgraced FTX founder and all parties involved in the case from making any out-of-court statements in the future. What an interesting guy, hey? He spent so much time, money, putting out such a great name for himself, and he has done some horrible things for the crypto ecosystem and even the Bitcoin ecosystem. And you wonder if it's all a setup from the start. So the defendant's actions, sharing personal writings of Caroline Ellison's with a New York Times reporter. And this is why it's coming up in regards to Rule 23.1, forbids lawyers and their agents from releasing non-public information about a case if it is likely to interfere with a fair trial. What he's trying to do is distract everyone away from himself and put it on to everyone else apart from him. So this request comes as FTX internal leadership has filed a separate civil case against Bankman-Fried, Ellison, and other executives seeking to recover cash and reserve transactions that are collectively worth over $1 billion. Among the allegations in the lawsuit are the Bankman-Fried diverted 10 million of FTX.US funds to his personal account. Considering how much access they had, for himself, he didn't actually divert that much, because you can see what else is going on here. His brother Gabriel planned to buy the island nation of Nauru with foundation funds. Just clear on that last statement I made. Moving 1 cent of customers' funds to his own account is wrong. All I was saying is $10 million when he had access to billions and billions to his personal account. He was greedy and psychopath. He was being a psychopath, but only doing 10 million. At least he didn't take everything so blatantly. Maybe in time he would have. Also, his brother Gabriel planned to buy the island nation of Nauru with foundation funds. It was pretty scary what they wanted to do with Nauru look into genetic testing and things like that is all kinds of messed up. And over $100 million was donated politically using mixed company customer funds. And that's probably why they're going to get away scot-free with very little, if no, jail sentence. Ellison, according to the suit, gave herself a $22.5 million bonus during a major FTX cash crisis. See, that's sort of more in line what I would have thought SBF would have done as well. They would have all shared their funds anyway. It didn't really matter who it was going to. This is just interesting in regards to the bank. I'm sure everyone knows this now, but US banks have zero reserve requirements since 2020. If John deposits 100K, his bank can loan all of it to Sarah. So now John has 100K in his bank, Sarah has 100K in hers. 100K was created out of nothing. If John and Sarah go to the bank to take out the 100K in cash, the bank doesn't have it. This is called a bank run. This action eliminated reserve requirements for all depository institutions March 15, 2020. We already know this is a failed system and that's not going to end well. In regards to Bitcoin mining, I'm all for them. But I'm actually for this regulation as well. So Arkansas counties rushed to pass noise regulations for crypto miners. I think the way that this is going about is good. So several counties in the US state of Arkansas are rushing to pass emergency legislation allowing them to control noise and other activities related to crypto mining before a new state law comes into effect August 1st. Not sure what the other activities are. I just agree with allowing them to control noise. Now that immersion mining, that technology is really heating up. We don't need to be pissing neighbors off with the noise of having sheds or data centers of Bitcoin miners, because they are very noisy. So the new state law brings crypto mining facilities under the same regulations applied to data centers, creating guidelines for miners and protecting them from discriminatory regulations and taxes. So local authorities are enacting more rules to address complaints of excessive noise 24 hours a day. I don't have any issue with mining crypto, just the noise level, the lack of care for our neighbors. I think that's fair. I also want to make a point that it's not these people stepping out of the front porch and not being able to enjoy a glass of tea sitting on the back porch. These people can hear the sound 24/7 from their bedrooms. 100% I'm all for Bitcoin miners. I want to get into Bitcoin mining myself and I'm talking to more and more miners, so those interviews are coming up. But in regards to the sound, if I live somewhere where I live now, which is in Paradise, and we heard that constant whine 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, very quickly I'd get pissed off. So they do need to do something about it. We need to be able to work with residents, with populations, to be able to progress this industry forward, not piss people off. It's a surefire way for unfavorable regulations to come out in the future. Despite not completely prohibiting county regulations, the new legislation prohibits local governments from discriminating against crypto mining facilities or from limiting decibel levels, other than the limits set for sound pollution generally. Counties are also forbidden from rezoning areas with the intent or effect of discriminating against digital mining operations. I actually think they could just have like industrial areas where that happens. If someone next door, which they wouldn't, but say the neighbor wanted to set up a data center in a backyard and had, 15 or 50 machines or whatever running, I would want to be able to report that and shut that operation down. Because you don't pay to live where you live in Paradise to have someone destroy it with noise pollution 24/7. So I think that is fair that they bring that out. Obviously, regulations, we need to be very careful that there's no back doors that can shut the industry down in unfavorable ways. Now, House Crypto Bill won't restrain SEC and could threaten DeFi, talking about more regulation as well. This bill, we'll see what happens. US lawmakers rolled out a much anticipated digital asset bill yesterday, raising hopes that it will end what the crypto industry sees as an unfairly hostile regulatory environment. TLDR, probably not, but let's get into it. Some experts say the bill's vague language, and in particular, a provision that could threaten the DeFi market, won't do much to hold back the SEC and its enforcement approach to crypto. So, a couple of things in there. In the 212-page piece of legislation, lawmakers included new definitions around digital assets, carved out certain exemptions, and set up lanes for registering cryptocurrency exchanges with both the SEC and the CFTC. In the text of the new bill, a digital token sold as part of an investment contract does not itself immediately qualify as a security. In other words, the bill separates tokens from the manner in which they are sold. In the previous version, digital tokens themselves were still counted as securities if offered as part of an investment contract between parties. We'll see what happens. The House bill attempts to address this by setting a registration standard based on a legal definition of decentralization, thereby codifying into law what it means for a crypto project to be sufficiently decentralized and therefore exempt from SEC regulation. When we can get clear of the legal definition for decentralization, then projects will be exempt from SEC registration if they fit within that. We will see how it progresses. It does remain to be seen whether this Congress will be able to muster the bipartisan support needed to pass any comprehensive digital asset legislation blocking toll decrypt. Ultimately, I don't expect the Congress will step in front of the SEC in a way that is perceived to help the industry, because they piss in each other's pockets. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit subscribe. There's some absolutely incredible podcasts coming out. I'd like to know your thoughts on that hamsters. I think that's absolutely atrocious. We need to get rid of stuff like that in crypto. That's what gives the whole space a bad name. Be kind, enjoy the sun, enjoy the sand, enjoy the surf. Have a beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed. Peace.